Good morning, everyone. My name is Felicia Carbajal. I am the Executive Director of the Social Impact Center and the Southern California Coordinator for National Expungement Week. I'm super excited to be on this call with each and every one of you, primarily because this has been a big labor of love for a lot of us who are on the call. And of course, something that we're so grateful to be able to have the Public Defender's Office's support to make all of this happen. I'm going to do a real quick, I'll call which Zoom room so that the introduction can happen, and I'll just do it based on who's to my left on the screen. So we'll start off with Zandre and Joni.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joni, and I'm in the LA Hub.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Zandre Johnson. I'm in the LA Watts Hub as well with Joni.
Holly? You're muted, love.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Holly Hancock, and I'm the attorney and the deputy in charge of the Homeless Mobile Unit, which is for record clearing with the Office of the Public Defender.
Max?
Good morning, everybody. This is Max. I'm senior paralegal with the Law Office of Public Defender. I am working as a paralegal at the Compton Felonies, but I have done a lot of expungements and I have participated in many events that our office had organized.
Amazing, thank you. Ishka.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ishka Hillman, and I am helping with the Compton Hub. And yeah, I'm excited to be able to do that. So.
Thank you. I have a E205227.
That's Craig Purcell. I'm a lawyer with the Public Defender's Office or Metropolitan Courthouse.
Thank you. E228142.
Hi, I'm Paul Golub. I'm also a lawyer with the Public Defender's Office at Metro.
Thank you, Paul. E273368.
Hello, my name is Patricia Aguilar, and I'm a supervising paralegal for the Public Defender's Office, and I am out of the East region.
Thank you. Alexia.
Hello, I'm Alexia Partita, and I'm working at the Trans-Latina Coalition Hub.
Thank you. Is it Sangeetha?
Hi, it's Sangeetha. I'm a paralegal with the LA County Public Defender's Office as well. I'm out of the Central Branch / region. I have a lot of experience with expungements as well and outreach events, so I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Thank you. Ashley?
Hi, good morning. I'm Ashley Cormier. I'm a paralegal with the Public Defender's Office, and I'm out of the East region. I also have a lot of experience with expungement in the clinics that we've been doing.
Fantastic. E615325.
My name is Selena Carrasco, and I'm a paralegal, and I work out of the Central Branch.
Thank you. I have O. Alarcon Valles.
I was on mute. Hi, my name is Olga Valles. I actually work for a nonprofit subsidy of DMH, working with youth that are involved with the system right now, trying to keep them out of course by providing interventions. I do not work in the legal field per se, but I have experience with expungements, including my own expungement, those of my family members and friends, and also parents of the youth I work with. So I'm very excited to be volunteering in the Pacoima Hub this coming week.
Thank you. Paige?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paige, and I'll be working at the Compton Hub next Tuesday. Nice to meet you all.
Danny.
Hi, everyone. I'm Daniel Rodriguez. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Social Impact Center, and my role with National Expungement Week is I'm going to be the one of the leads for the Zoom breakout room coordinators.
Thank you, Danny. Traz?
Hi everyone, my name is Traz. I am the volunteer coordinator for this year's National Expungement Week. Really excited to work with everybody.
Evelyn?
Hi, my name is Evelyn, and I'll be helping out at the K-Town Center.
Thank you. Let's see, Catherine.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Ng, formerly of Weed Week Can Together and soon to be Western Hub Director for Can of Vision. Want to say I'm super excited to be here with all of you, and I want you all to know.
Thank you, Catherine. Madison.
Hello, my name is Madison, and I'm going to be a lead for, I think, the food prep and food distribution at the Valley Hub.
Fantastic, thank you. Ebony.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ebony, and I'm new to Expungement Week, but I'm so excited. I'm from LA, and I'll be working at the K-Town Center.
Thank you. Monica. You might be on mute, Monica. Monica? Holly, do you have a Monica on your list?
No, I don't remember that, but sometimes people at the office don't have the capability to do verbal, although they can watch it. I see Monica. There we go.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Monica.
Hi. I'm sorry, today's my day off and I'm on my way to the beach. Can you hear me?
Perfect, and excited about you going to the beach.
So I'm trying to listen on this meeting so I can understand. I'm a paralegal. I've been with our office for almost going on 29 years, and I'll be filling out expungements. They'll be calling me, and I've been doing expungements for 29 years. So I'm one of the ones that started with the Prop 64s and Prop 47s of preparing their petitions and doing the research to see if they're all eligible. So you got me.
Thank you, Monica. Kavitha.
Hi, I'm representing the Public Defender's Office, Norwalk branch, and I have experience with expungements.
Fantastic. And I want to say, I think this is the last one. Alex from Homies Unidos. I know you had mentioned you were having some technical difficulties. Hi, Anna.
I hate to disappoint, but it's not Alex. I just used his account. I was logged on already. Good morning, everybody. Ana Minauri here. I'm the program director at Homies Unidos. We've been talking about the need in our community for expungement record clearance, and we're very excited to partner on this project.
Fantastic.
And we're at the Rampart location.
Fantastic. Super excited. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody. Fantastic. Super excited again. Super grateful for all of the talented people that I'm on this Zoom with right now. Let me give a brief explanation of the Zoom rooms because it is going to be relatively easy. On the agenda notes, I've already placed the links. Everybody who's on this call will receive an email with an invitation to the specific days, and you might get both, but if they don't apply, don't worry about it. You'll probably get them actually with both dates on them just to make it easier for myself. What we're going to do is just populate the room. And as you heard, we have some amazingly talented individuals who are going to then place the public defender with the person coming in to get their record expunged. I'm anticipating a list from Holly so that we can make sure that our folks that are operating the Zoom on the back end have that so that they can place folks in the room correctly. If you have any problems while you're in that Zoom room, just so everybody knows, you should come out of that Zoom room. You will have the ability to go in it, because it'll be something that's asked of you, and we'll let you know. They'll obviously say, hey, Holly, and hey, Alexia, you guys are going in this room, and we'll be able to populate it accordingly. What will happen while you're in those rooms is at about 30 minutes, our coordinators will let you know. A sign will pop up on the top of the screen that just a message from one of our coordinators saying, I'm making my rounds. And in that message in particular of notifying you that they're making the rounds, it means that they're just gonna peek in and make sure you're okay, ask you, approximately how many more minutes you have left, primarily because we want to be able to utilize the rooms efficiently, and we don't want to have too much time lapse in between. So what we're hoping is, we know that the applicant is probably going to just log off after they're done, or remove themselves and start talking to somebody who can help them print the materials, one of our legal aides in particular. But we want to make sure that the public defenders know that they just go back into the general room. So we're going to have one general room with everybody in it, and then we'll have individual breakout rooms that folks will be assigned to based on the list that we get from Holly and her team. Did anybody have any questions? I love working with smart people. I can't tell you how much I love working with folks who understand all of these processes. It makes me so happy. The next thing that we have on this agenda is, I muted. If there, oh, perfect. The next thing we have on the agenda is the actual training. So bear with me. I'm going to share my screen with the PowerPoint that Holly had put together. So give me a second. Can everybody see the screen? Is it big enough? I'll go page by page. Holly, if you just let me know, next page, and I'll flip it for you.
Yes, I will. Can you hear me? Okay, so first, I just wanted to say we're very excited to be here. We're really happy that they've created a National Expungement Week. Some of this, many of you will know different parts of what I put together. I just tried to put together a whole presentation. Some people in the office already, as they said, many of the paralegals have already been doing expungements, but they may not know about National Expungement Week. And then, so I put, just a little intro together for that, and I may not have everybody correctly listed. So those of you who are a part of National Expungement Week, bear with me. And those of you who already know how to do expungements, bear with me also. Part of this is, and we can go to the next slide. So thank you. National Expungement Week, for those of you who are just joining us, is the grassroots movement to clear and seal all eligible convictions for the 77 million Americans disenfranchised by criminal records. Next slide. Now, they have various sponsors. I probably have not listed them all. Cage Free, Houseplant, Seth Rogen, Canopy Growth. Lots of these people started. Social Impact, of course, is with Felicia. Rock the Vote, A New Way of Life, of course, Code for America. And there may be more that I probably did not. I think Free Cannabis is one as well. So, but I think we got this from last year's group. There've been sponsors all along. Of course, people have been pushing for people to have reentry rights into the society, that they need to get things cleared up on their records. Next. Now, 2020 National Expungement Week. So we've got I've listed the hubs for these are the physical hubs, specifically for those paralegals who are joining me and the attorneys who are joining me. They will have, doing 2 different days, 9/22 and 9/25. I know you've told your supervisors which days you can work, and if you're working both days, that's fantastic, and thank you. But the areas and what they've talked about are the hubs. So San Fernando Valley has 2 different spaces, Trans-Latin Coalition, South Central, South LA Watts, Compton, and Homies Unidos. Now, the thing to know is that we're doing it virtually. So we're trying to do all this virtually, although clients will be coming into these different spaces. And so you will be populated out, although I know there were people who work in the Compton branch or people who work downtown, etc. You will be populated out to whoever is walking in at that time or when they have a space for you to do the interviews. Interviews are going to be held, I don't think I put this down, between 10 and 3. I think 3:30 will be the last interview. Okay. And they're half-hour intervals. They're at half-hour intervals, just so you know. And that's why it's 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11, etc. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Now, the Public Defender's Office handles record clearing 2 different ways. And how we have been brought into it, my unit is the Homeless Mobile Unit. For those of you who work as paralegals or work in other divisions in the office, there are going to be 2 different ways that we can get records cleared. The Homeless Mobile Unit, the difference, well, one of the differences is that we will represent the client in court, and they need not appear after we get their intake. And we did that because we're funded by Measure H, which was voted on by the voters of Los Angeles County in 2018. And they started the Board of Supervisors of Los Angeles County started the Homeless Initiative to eradicate homeless by 2025. That's their purpose. So they have many different areas and aspects of that, of course, building and doing transition housing for people, etc. But one of the things is that they will be getting their records cleared so that they can get jobs, so that they can get housing. And because we are funded by Measure H, the client must be, for us to handle it, and we will handle it for them, homeless or at risk of homelessness. Now, that can be broad or it can be narrow. And we are seeking to broaden that term, that definition. If they are unsheltered or car sheltered, they're homeless or at risk of homelessness. If they are temporarily housed in some kind of program, they are homeless or at risk of homelessness. If they're couch surfing with family or friends, youth under 25 living with a relative or a friend, and they're not on the lease. They're not expected to inherit any property, and you could be unsheltered soon due to non-payment of rent, which is happening for a lot of people in LA County at this point. So broadly determine that, because you will be asked to determine that for us, because we are funded specifically by Measure H, and so we do need to work with homeless or at risk of homelessness, but do broadly determine that. However, if a person is not and does not perhaps see the value of joining us as a homeless or at risk of homeless individual, they will get, as many of the paralegals on this call know, they will get paralegals who can assist them with pro per representation. And they will be told which courthouse of the sentencing they need to go to. So can we go to the next slide? Thank you. Now, which clients have cases that qualify? So we don't turn anyone away. Please view all individuals as potential clients, and regardless of the below. This is because this will be an issue in terms of them being a client right now, or maybe them being a client later on. Outstanding warrants, they have to clear them up. We will let them know where the warrants are located and how they need to go. They will need to go to, the client will need to go to the clerk's office to put that on the calendar. I'm not sure that all offices are open at this point, but they will need to clear that warrant before we can work on their cases. If they're on active probation, we have to wait for cases that are to be expunged, 1203.4, but not Prop 47 and not 64. But we will have to wait for expungement cases to go before the judge, because one of the aspects that they look at is, are they appropriate for this expungement? It then becomes discretionary, particularly if that probation has come after the case that they're trying to get expunged. And they can't get it expunged at all until they get off probation. So they're potentially a client for Prop 47 or 64, or they may be a future client. Parole. So they do have to be off parole. No, they have to be off parole. And I see there was a question that goes specifically to that. And so we're popping down the bullet points here. And AB 109, community supervision. They do have to be off AB 109, community supervision, which is like probation. If they have an open case, you know, let's say they're handling some open case right now, criminal case, they do have to wait until that open case is done. It is an extension of being on probation. So if you think in terms of open case to probation, so none of those things can be occurring for us to get actual expungements. But that can make them a future client. And if they're on diversion, they have to wait until the diversionary period is complete. And at least for that particular case, usually the attorneys will request that, and usually the attorneys will request that the diverted case, which is now going to be dismissed, also be expunged, and the arrest also cleared. We ask for that. We ask for the arrest to be sealed as well. But it does have to be at the end of the diversionary period, when they've completed all the requirements that they agreed to when they took the diversion. Now, you will be determining if the client's current status is reflected in any of these other issues or categories by running them in TCIS or DDDS. These are applications that our office has, and so our office will be doing that. People from our office will be doing that. You check to see what can they get expunged, what can they get, just as a cursory thing, but you do want to look it over while we have the person in front of us. And that's why it's so important, because again, many times people go away. If they're homeless, they leave, we don't get them back. If we get all their signatures and we know what cases we can handle for them, it doesn't even matter. We just go into the court and we get it expunged for them. It doesn't matter if we don't hear from them for a year or what have you. So you want to run it in TCIS or DDES. Just for you to know, my office, the next step after we complete these events is that we request from the Department of Justice their background, all of their background. But for us to just pre-qualify them or to qualify them for assistance, we will be looking at TCIS or DDES. Okay, next one. Now, how to conduct the interview. So the most important part to remember is to complete that intake and the authorization forms completely if you don't do another thing. And I have asked, I did send samples that you should have been in receipt of. If you did not receive it because you volunteered later in the afternoon, let me know and I will send that to you. But we do have a sample. It is about 6 or 7 pages. And it includes our intake, the homeless mobile unit intake, the authorization for us to represent you. You are not eligible to expunge anything if you are on parole until you complete parole. That is correct. If there is a Prop 47 reduction, I'll repeat it again, if there's a Prop 47 reduction or Prop 64 that has already occurred, then we can move forward with those. But to get other cases expunged, no, you must wait until probation, parole, open cases, warrants are all cleared, okay? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't connect with us, because you should. You are a future client, and we We want everybody to know that. You are a future client. Again, fill out the intake. I'm answering the questions as I see them pop up. Remember to complete the intake and authorization forms because clients, they didn't come in on an arrangement, so we need the authorization to represent them. And each question on the intake reflects statistics for the homelessness initiative by the Board of Supervisors, which is how we are funded. So we do need to have everything answered, or not applicable, what have you. Make sure we do need the name, date of birth, social security number, driver's license, income and occupation, the homelessness status, and the contact information. Again, if you have someone who is very adamant, and we get people sometimes, they are not homeless, all right, great. Then we can ask you to go and handle it pro per. We're happy to have you do that. You would have to go to each separate courthouse that you have a case residing in. And many clients have cases in various courthouses, but they would have to go to each courthouse where the sentencing was completed. Or if they don't want to do it pro per and they are not homeless, the next step is that they can, and they've had private counsel. Sometimes people have had private counsel. Fantastic. They should go back to their private counsel to request that and to make the arrangements that they need to make with them. Now, have them sign the authorization. If time permits, complete. And so now we're hoping it will permit, because the statement of assets is very important, because you're going to request to have payment waived due to inability to pay. So you want to go over the statement of assets, and it is a few pages, I think 4 pages, and also have them sign the request. And I said request for inability to pay, but it's an order from the court that they need not pay. Otherwise, and this is very small, it is $200 per expungement. And judges will put it on you. They will hold off on making the making the expungement until you come in and pay that $200 to your client. The client comes in and pays that $200 per case. So that is why it is in their best interest to go through the statement of assets with one of our people and to request that order for an inability to pay. And only the attorneys should complete the declarations form. It is basically a why I need this expungement. That is the MC031, and it is on the last page of the samples. Okay, next. So we treat the client holistically, not the case. So we will expunge, reduce, seal zealously every possible case or arrest that we can get in front of a judge and get him to sign. But we must have 1 copy per case. This is for the people who are volunteering at the centers, at the different locations. We must have 1 copy per case with a wet signature by the client of the financial statement, the request to waive costs, and the declaration. That means 1 intake form is sufficient. 1 authorization is sufficient for us to represent them. 1 HIPAA release if they're going to see anyone at the homeless initiative, and 1 homelessness assessment. There's a homelessness assessment also in there so that they can be hooked up with homeless representatives at the homeless initiative. So that's very helpful for them if they have not had another way to connect with anyone in the county to help them get the process of bridge housing and ultimately permanent housing. Remember, the county has determined that they're going to eradicate homelessness by 2025. We want our clients to be a part of that. But so going back, if they have 10 cases, we need 10 copies of everything else with the original signature. Otherwise, we'll have to be tracking the client down, and that sometimes is impossible. So we need 1 intake, 1 authorization, 1 HIPAA, one homelessness report, and 10 copies or whatever, how many cases they have. Each copy to be signed with a wet signature. And that will have to be done at the locations, at the hubs, with the clients. Okay, we can go to the next one. Now, for those of you, okay, I'm sure that you're doing this anyway. So I'm just putting it out there for everybody to be on the same page. The paralegals who have been doing it, as one said, for 29 years. Do any cases, what are we looking at? What are we looking for when we look at their cases? Do any cases qualify for Prop 47 relief? Which means if they're on probation or parole, we can still handle that. Do any qualify for Prop 64? Same thing. Can we expunge now with 1203.4 relief? If not, when? When do they get off probation? When do they get off parole? When are you going to get that warrant cleared? Please go in and do it. You walk in the front door, you walk out. If you don't, you get picked up on the street and then you're in there with everybody catching COVID. Can we clear arrests if 1203.4 relief has been granted? So we ask for the 1203.4 is the expungement of the case, and then we ask to clear arrest. Many people, such as those who are nurses, those who are, seeking a real estate license, etc., anything with licensing teachers, anything with licensing in the state of California, they will look at those arrests still like you got convicted of it. Sometimes there was never a conviction, but they will not give you your license for whatever, nursing, what have you, if you do not get that arrest cleared also. So we have started to do that as well. They've started to make it a little bit harder for us to do it. It's under Penal Code Section 851.94 and I think 91, 91.91. And they are also requiring that we, serve notice on the police arresting agency, which is, then they're looking at us like, what do you mean? I don't know anything about this. So, but we are pressing forward and we have been getting some of the arrests cleared as well, sealed. Now, does the client have tickets? Refer to HART, and HART is the city attorney. That's for the city of Los Angeles, but if they have any tickets, they're also going to be on the call. And so, and many times the mags I'm going to want, we want you to refer them to us. So yes, that's why you're filling out our intake. Okay, so does the client have tickets? I'm answering the question. Does the client have tickets? Refer to HART, because lots of times clients have lots of tickets and they just can't clear them. They can't get their licenses back because they can't clear their tickets, and it creates a lot of problems for them with seeking housing. So HART has been basically getting the tickets, they're not technically expunged, but getting the tickets wiped off their record. And they had their own process to do it, and I've asked that they join, and I think they have been in contact with Felicia to be on the call as well. Okay. After the interview and signature collection, it includes parking, it includes every kind of ticket. Yes, all tickets. DUI is not a ticket though. People want to say it's a ticket, but it's not. It is an actual case, so that's something separate. Then they would have to come through us or the paralegals. Clamp all documents for one client together. I'm going to go to the office and pick up folders and things that will be delivered to Felicia to go to each of the hubs. So there should be accordion folders. There should be a lot of clamps and things for you to put like the client's stuff all at one, so like if they had 10 cases and they signed 10 copies, don't separate that out, just put it all together in one clamp for us. Place it in the accordion folder that we provided. Felicia and I will coordinate to collect these documents possibly the following Monday or Tuesday. The clients who are assigned to the homeless mobile unit need not appear in court or file their own documents. So again, if they are homeless, we take it from here. Once we get it, we take it from here. So if you know that if you're interviewing them and they're homeless, now you know it's going to come to us. So you will fill out the rest of the information for us, and say if they're a walk-in or something, you'll fill out the rest of the information for us. And then that's how we can move forward with doing the rest of the cases. signing the, filing the petitions, et cetera, on behalf of the client. Clients who are referred to the paralegal record clearing group with the PD office will be told to go to the specific sentencing courthouse PD's office first for information and for filing. Next. Now, thank you all, everybody, for assisting our office and for all the referrals. We are very happy to receive and get new clients. I did not talk about immigration issues. We do have an immigration unit, and if they're referred to us or anybody at the PD's office, they will be asking the immigration unit, is this a good move for them to make? In some cases, it may not be in their best interest to get some things reduced. So that's why we would want to know if they have to volunteer the information to you, because again, they're not our client yet. But, you can ask if they, care to let us know what their immigration status is. We're not reporting this to anyone who will be doing anything harmful to them. This is for us in terms of figuring out what status you have and therefore what actions we can take to get things expunged or sealed. And I guess at this point, any questions?
Hi, this is Ashley. I have a question.
Yes.
On the slide, it said we were charging $200 for expungements. Did the amount change from the $120 or $60 when it's misdemeanors?
They have been saying 200. Well, it might be 200 for felonies, but I know
it's been $120.
Okay. I still think that's a lot for people who are homeless to pay.
Yeah, I know it's a lot, but I just saw 200. I'm like, why did it go up so much? So I was just making sure that it didn't change.
And one thing to know.
I don't know that it hasn't changed. I know that I have been in court in the last, right before COVID, right before the lockdown, I was in court and he had charged the client $200. Now, I'm not sure why. And
yeah, I mean, most recently we're still charging $120 in our courts. It hasn't changed to $200.
So are you saying that it might be, I mean, we can discuss it later. My point is this, for the homeless mobile unit, we want them to not pay anything.
Okay.
And I think that's the main
National
thing.
Expungement Week, just so everybody knows, for National Expungement Week, we don't want them to pay anything either. So when those things come back to us, we want to be able to identify how many people we need to then go in and pay for them and that assistance in particular. That's one of the things that we're really big on. Nobody who's getting these services should have to pay for the record clearing.
Okay.
Right.
And
it looks like you've put up the sample, Felicia, and so we can just kind of go through it. But this is our intake homeless mobile unit interview sheet. It does. Okay, so we're gonna be doing everything on Zoom again. I think Sangeetha, and so you will have copies of this. They're picking it up this afternoon from us, and this is what we're giving you. We'll be giving you these, and this is a sample for you to look at. Really, the client will be doing it with us on Zoom. Like they'll have a hard copy in front of them, and you'll be able to be on Zoom and say, this is what we need from you. You're a veteran. Are you a victim of human trafficking? Do you have any disabilities? Here's the immigration status. Were you born in the United States? Yes. Okay, then leave it alone. If not, would you care to let us know how you came here, and would you care to let us know if you have a status that is one of these different statuses, and which goal is more important to you? Because sometimes it is more important for them to avoid immigration penalties, and maybe just leave a couple of the cases that are misdemeanors or something alone. It depends on which status they are, how we can help them. Okay. And they sign it and they will be leaving it at the hub, and Felicia and I will come together the following week and pick them up. But I need the wet signatures. That's why they're going to sign it and leave it at the hub. This is the homeless information right here that really will go to the homeless initiative so that they can be connected with the homeless, basically social worker. Okay, you can keep going up. And here's the authorization, the all-important authorization form, waiver of personal presence. I mean, they can come, you know, if they want to. We're just saying you don't have to. And here's the authorization that you authorize the Office of the Public Defender to represent me, authorization for release of information for us to get all the legal files and documents that are needed. And for the first, like I said, the first thing that we'll do is ask for the Department of Justice to send us basically your wrap. It's with them. Okay, you keep going. So they need to sign it. If they're going to be with the Homeless Initiative, they may choose to get, and they can, you know, say no. They might wait until they want to talk to the Homeless Initiative worker. But this is a release of medical information in case they have disability issues. And then to keep going, and they need to sign that, of course. And here's the all-important statement of assets. So they can, you know, fill this out, let us know what they, if and what they do when they work, and keep going, what that is, how many, you know, children, who's dependent on them, what's the amount that they get. And I can discuss later with the paralegals about clearing the arrest, because we clear the arrest. We've been doing that, my office homeless mobile unit. So I would have to talk to your supervisors about how much further you can go. But when people are doing it pro per, my understanding is that you guys would assist them pro per, not, you know, anything else. Okay. There is a form to fill out though. There's a set form to fill out. Request to waive court fees, and this is the request to waive court fees. So you know, once you fill out the financial assets, you also request to waive the court fees, and keep going. They have, like, you need to sign it, obviously. And this is still all part of the financials. It's kind of important though, like for people to really think about, like, how much are they paying for their kids? How much are they paying for their kids' schools? Things that they don't really think about, you know, schooling information, because that's what puts you under the amount that you need to have. And then here's the declaration regarding the ability to pay costs for petition in order for expungement. And that's what we really need. I have the ability to pay the blank costs, or I do not have the ability to pay the costs, and sign it. And then here is the declaration of that the attorneys would be only be doing. This is the why do I need this expungement form. So this is the final declaration, and that needs to be signed as well. So all of these things need to be signed in order for us to really move forward and take it from there. Here's the HEART. I think this is the HEART. Oh no.
It is.
Yeah, and I think someone asked, what did HEART stand for? Homeless Engagement and Response Team. That's what it stands for. I can never remember it. I knew it was on the flyer, this flyer. So Homeless Engagement and Response Team. And then they kind of talk about what they do. You know, they've been working remotely since COVID started as well. You know, they just gave some additional information and who and what they are. And they have taken some of the pre-qualified clients as well. And so that was, I don't know if Felicia said that, but to those of you who are joining us as paralegals, we received a list already of, well, from 9/8, 9/3, 9/8, and even before then, that consisted of how many clients was it, Felicia?
250, somewhere around 250.
But we didn't get through all the 250. So, you know, but we got through maybe 125, 150 of them. And so we've already pre-qualified and started working on some of those cases and some of those clients. Some of the clients are done, so they won't be coming in. So that freed up some space for them to have walk-ins if needed, and to slot in the other people who we have not had a chance to pre-interview or pre-qualify. So we've already been really attacking it and getting with a lot of people. Now, many people didn't call back, and therefore they will be showing up at the hubs to do their interviews online. And I understand many people didn't want to give financial information to somebody over the phone. Got it. I think that's a wise way to handle things generally, but it was just like, that's the longest thing that you do is talk to people about their financials and try to get them to say, think about everything that you pay. Think about everything that goes out of your household, because that's what will take you under the maximum amount. So.
And one thing to note, because I was talking to Gina, or we were emailing with one another, most of our hubs are going to have telephones. So we're going to have the ability, she's going to give us a separate list of everybody that they've either talked to or they anticipate coming in, and then we'll have a telephone number. I mean, it was on that little flyer where we'll be able to let people use the telephone and get on the phone directly with the HART team if they qualify for those moving violations.
So it basically...
I have a question for you. This is Craig Purcell again from Metro Courthouse.
Hi, Craig.
Can you send me a copy of all those things to fill out that you've done? Because we don't do that. We've changed it to that. We can sign it. The client doesn't have to sign it. We just tell them they're not working. They don't have any money. They can't do it. Boom.
I sent out a, I thought you were included. I sent out these attachments yesterday, maybe evening, but I will send it again. Okay. If you don't have it, I'll send it again.
And this is Craig
it's from H. Hancock or H. Evans. You may not have known who I was at the time, but that's, yeah.
Okay, well, if you can send me, I appreciate that.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Holly, this is Jessica Lopez with the Public Defender's Office Immigration Unit.
Hi, Jessica.
It appears that my email was spelled incorrectly on those emails that were sent out. I didn't receive anything. And,
really?
No. Luckily, Ashley Cormier has my cell phone number, so she texted me about this Zoom call, and I logged in as quickly as I could. But
is it just J. Lopez?
J. Lopez, where it was misspelled was LA County. They spelled LA County.
Oh, okay.
So if I could be resent the materials, that would be appreciated.
Yes, of course.
And thank you for that, Jessica, because I did see I saw yours bounce back, and I didn't even bother to look and see why it bounced back in terms of the spelling error. So apologies on my part, because I did receive your email with the long list of the other public defenders and paralegals that are on the call.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Did anyone else not receive the copies? I sent, the sample copies, the HART brochure, and also I think I sent out the PowerPoint. I may have sent out the PowerPoint as well. Did anyone else not receive that?
I did not receive it.
Really? Okay, and I kind of remember, I think, trying to spell out your name, and I probably messed it up. That's my fault. But Myra, just say the email for me. Spell it for me.
Myra, MYRA at oldpal, OLDPAL.com.
Oh, you wouldn't have received it, Myra. This is only for the Public Defender's Office. And
But you can receive it. I mean, you can if you want to know. Will you be working at one of the hubs?
Yeah.
I'll be sending that out to our volunteers.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay. Anyone else from the Public Defender's Office who did not receive it?
Holly, this is Max Rozegi. I received your email. However, that's the sample that I received. Are we going to receive the blank forms or?
Well, they are going to have blank forms there.
Okay.
If you want, I can send you, and then, but that was just for you to be able to ask the questions.
Okay.
I mean, if you want a blank one, I can upload that and send it to you. They're going to have the hard blank forms there at the hubs.
Okay.
That's what they're picking up today.
That should suffice then.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Right, so again, that's what I wanted was that, not the ones that are filled out, but blank ones, so we can make copies of them here.
Do you want blank ones? Because
Yeah.
you won't have to make copies. You'll be online and they will have blank ones.
Okay, well, I don't.
If you want blank ones, I'll give it to you.
I'd love some blank one. We can make copies of it here and that's fine.
Okay, I'll send you blank ones then.
Thank you very much.
One thing
Holly,
to
so
note
my understanding is, as paralegals, we have this packet and we are walking them through step by step on how to fill out this packet. We are not filling it out for them. We are walking them through it, and then they are responsible at the end for signing it and then dropping it off in the hub, and then you are making the copies there. Is that correct? For them?
Yes, they will be making the copies there if they need. That's why I said, yeah. They're going to need it. They have 10 cases, but you will tell them this guy has 10 cases, this client has 10 cases. You need to tell them that. That's why I say you need to look at TCIS or DDES, err on the side of more as opposed to less, and just, kind of cursorily, that's what you have to do. Go through and say, okay, it looks, okay.
And you
okay,
don't
looks like
want to help them fill out the declaration. That's correct. They leave that blank for the attorney?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That last declaration, yes.
And then one thing to be noted for National Expungement Week's team, we have a core group of organizers who are the leads, and they're typically going to be, because they've already signed releases from us to be able to participate, they're going to be the only ones I'm going to be emailing this information to. So whatever hub you're at, if you are not a lead and you're a runner, you need to check in with that lead if you have any questions. I think that goes a little bit more for you, Myra, and your question. I know that you're just, you're not one of our lead organizers, so I'm just letting you know that I'm only sending those to our lead organizers and they'll be able to go over with you. So what I'm hoping to do is have that printed copy example for every single hub. So it's already in your box that folks are going to start getting this weekend, that has all of the supplies to be able to have a successful and safe clinic.
Now, Felicia, a couple of things. Since you said that they have leads at each hub, I was wondering if you wanted to have me give them my my cell number, and then they could give me theirs so I know who they are. And then we could, if there's problems or glitches, they can text me to let me know that. And then, just so I know at least what's going on, and then I can tell the attorneys or the paralegals what's going on.
Absolutely. What
at
I'll
least
do is,
so we can have a point person. Yeah.
I will send out our list of all of the hubs with their email addresses as well as their telephone numbers, because as I've shared, we've been planning this for the last 3 months. Most of the people who are leads at the hubs have been a part of those conversations all this time.
Okay.
And that way you can just respond in the group email to everybody with any pertinent information for yourself.
Okay. I think that's it. I just want, for Spanish language clients who might be coming in, we do have 2 people in my unit who speak that, and the attorneys who already know that they need that person, then they will have that person with them on the call. But if we have others who step up, I know that there were some of the paralegals that do speak Spanish language, and they would, so they you may want to figure out a way that you can either text me or let me know this is a walk-in client who speaks Spanish, and then they would be connected with one of the Spanish language paralegals or what have you.
Fantastic. I know that we've noted in a few appointments, like at Trans Latina Coalition, that they have, they have Spanish speakers. So I'll even be able to give you a little bit of advance notice with some of those as well.
Okay, and then you'll be texting me.
Holly,
Max, did you have something?
Yes, I do. My question is, if we have any issues, any problems or questions, should we address it to you or to Social Impact?
Address it to me, so that we can get, I can get to whoever's in charge of the hub or what have you. So address it to me, and when I have sent out the email, and I'll send out another one, I put down my cell phone, and I'm always like, text first, because I get like a million numbers on my cell that I don't pay attention to unless you text me first. Holly, I need to talk to you.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I can,
it.
I'll put it in the chat right this minute. Let's see. Putting it in the chat.
Holly, this is Jessica again. Do you need us to identify ourselves if we speak Spanish? Because I speak Spanish.
Yes, yes. So let Felicia know, if you can let her know right now. So Felicia, Jessica Lopez speaks Spanish.
Speaks Spanish.
Yeah. And there were a couple of others. Some of your supervisors let us know that they were Spanish speaking. But if you are also a Spanish language paralegal or Spanish language speaker, please let Felicia know right now.
Holly, this is Patricia Aguilar. I have a question.
Yes.
Several of the volunteers, almost all of them in my region, have the day off today, so they are not viewing this training. I noticed it's being recorded.
Yes.
Can you make that? Can you send that to me in some way so that they can view it?
Yes.
Oh, greatly appreciated.
I'm going to be sending out a private YouTube link so that this isn't readily available for everyone, because I could send you the Zoom link, but I know folks have had some problems. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube, make it private, and just share it amongst ourselves.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
Hi, it's Sangeetha. If we have any other questions before then, are we able to text you, Holly, and have like a one-on-one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Text me or email me. I'm working today and Monday, so Tuesday, myself and Tom Moore, the head deputy, we're going to be going to Homies Unidos and to the Compton site. So we'll be going to both those sites physically. So I'll be out, but on Tuesday morning, just to see how it's working out. Okay.
And I just shared my number. I don't know how helpful it'll be for everyone, but I made it available so that if folks need to get a hold of me for any reason, or they're unable to get a hold of Holly or whatnot, my telephone number is available. Were there any more questions? Did we cover everything? Do people feel confident? Thumbs up.
I think for the I think for the public defender, especially the paralegals and the attorneys, it's just, you do like general intakes. You'll just have to do this intake. Like, it's just, switching a little bit, switching gears, and just dealing with our intake. And you're doing the same thing you would normally do if you are doing, any kind of record clearing, that you've already done. You just would switch gears a little bit and see like which person is going to go to the homeless mobile unit, which person is going to go to the region person that deals with paralegal that deals with that. Thank you.
The only question that I have before we leave the training, and this might have been covered before I was able to log on, so I do apologize, is while they're filling it out, how do we know they're filling it out correctly? Are they going to show us like visually on the screen that they've filled it out? Because I've been to a lot of expungement clinics, and they've usually tried to get the clients to pre-fill out the forms before they sit down in front of us, and they historically have not done that well. They've skipped questions altogether. So I'm just a little concerned about how we'll know on the other side of a computer screen whether or not they actually did what we asked them to do.
I think that you will need to, I think Felicia's going to say that people are going to pop in from time to time who are at the hub. They're going to be in a private area to do this, but people are going to check in because they want to check in and see like how far you are and where you are. So we had talked about that. I'm going to, you know, but you should be able to see, yeah, they should be able to hold it up. Okay, then you're going to be like, I'm going to part 1, you know, yes, you're going to guide them through it. It's not like they're going to do it first. You are going to guide them through it. So I think that's why it'll be a little bit more on point, and then you can have them show it to you if you like. And you know, I know that, I know you guys are going to do this, but I'm just going to suggest it again, that you be at some place where you can show your face so that people who are giving you their information, it's an interview with a person and not the screen. I know you're going to do this and not just a blank screen, you know, or, you know, a name. I'm going to encourage and like really have to say, I would need for you guys, thank you, Jessica. I need for you guys to show who you are so that the person, the interviewee knows they're talking to a person, and that way you can, you know, I think interact better with them one-on-one by Zoom.
I had a quick question. Oh.
I was just going to share that from our volunteers and some of our lead organizers, they're also going to be floating around. So if somebody has an issue, they'll be able to like raise their hand and alert somebody from our team who will have that sample so that they can just make sure and help go through the 11 pages to make sure that everything was signed correctly and whatnot, just on our end to be able to double check as well.
Sangeetha, did you have a question?
I did, thank you. Again, I apologize if you've repeated this. I just think it was a lot of information. So basically, it's not the do outreach events in the sense we're not filling out like the complete CR 180, like the whole packet, right? It's more of an intake and doing the financial forms and determining if they're homeless or if they're going to get referred to the appropriate branch to take care of their cases, right?
And if they have, you're going to do just the forms that I gave you that you will have.
Which is
and
primarily the financial and the intake form.
Correct.
Not the, okay, and then if they are determined are we personally taking on their cases at a later time? Or are we assigning them or giving them to you and you're distributing them to the right branch?
You just will give them to me, yeah. And then I'll be able to, I'll deal with the 4 paralegal supervisors like the following week, and we'll figure out how we're getting that to them. Yeah.
Right, so both get the intake, but the homeless clients, it's just a little more detail or a little different.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one last thing is, everyone who's talking to clients, if you at the end can just encourage them to register to vote, primarily because we are going to be registering voters as well. I mean, everybody's going to be doing it already, but that would be amazing to just remind them before they leave. I mean, we have 6 tons of food that we're going to be distributing, you know, we're passing out additional resources, but one of our primary goals on our end is to just alert people that they should register to vote. So everyone, if you guys can just remind folks, it would be really great. I bought some Kindles for a few of the spaces, and we have extra computers to just make sure that we're able to provide this resource, especially this year, as crucial it is right now.
Jessica, did you have a question or had you already asked it? I saw your hand up.
No, that wasn't meant to be a hand. I'm sorry. I thought it was a clapping reaction.
Oh, okay.
And I was applauding the Social Impact Center for registering people to vote.
Yes, and actually.
But I have to say something on that. I feel that our job is to encourage them to vote, but not to be free thinkers, to be able to make a choice on their own and not encourage them to vote a certain way. That's just
we're just registering voters.
Yeah.
We're not even telling them anything specific. It's just basic voter registration. We have some voter education that's not specific to any individual.
Great, great. No, but I've been here with the office for a long time, and I think that it's just one thing. One of our jobs, I think we kind of like cross the line when we try to encourage them to vote a certain way. So let them be free thinkers. Let them think things through themselves and make the choice on who they're going to vote for.
So it's just about the registration, really. Also, Krishan Jackson is an attorney, and she's running the, what is it? I think it's Free to Vote or something. Free the Vote.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. So so you're working with her.
I haven't worked with. I'm going to miss the training because I'm at the beach.
Okay. All right. Well, so she's actually was connected with this as well, and talked to, I think, Felicia as well about just getting the registration materials out to the different. Oh, you're here.
I've been here for a while. We just want to encourage people to vote. It's in a nonpartisan way. We can't direct people to vote one way or the other, or one political party or another. The goal is to just register as many people as possible. We provided handouts that you can pass out to people. There might even be a computer available where they can log on to freethevote.org and register right there on the spot. And the goal is to just expose as many people as possible that are present to the freethevote.org site so they can register to vote. The deadline is October the 19th, so that's fast approaching. So if we have them there, this is a wonderful opportunity just to register them. Our office's position is that we have no political position, so we can't direct them one way or the other. The goal is just to get them registered.
Thank you.
No, I actually got it. It's not even heavy. Nothing's heavy. I got everything. I wanted to pack so I didn't have to worry about nothing.
Do we have any more questions, everyone? No more questions? Well, thank you. Go ahead, Holly.
No, thank you. That's it. Thank you for everybody for, coming together and putting it together. Thank you, Felicia. I know it's been really a lot. It's been a lot just for us to just come in on the back end and try to, help the clients. So thank you.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for your time. I know we went a little bit over. I'm super excited for next week and all of the lives we're going to be able to change. If you have any questions, I think everybody has my email. Feel free to reach out. And like Holly said, I'm going to give her the list on our part. I will make sure to also include the PDF for voting information so that everybody who's on this call on our team, a few people I don't recognize. So my number is up above. Please shoot me a text, or I'll share it with Traz, but some things can't be widely distributed, Traz. You and I will have a discussion about that. But thank you guys for your time, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay. Bye.